Hey guys, Kylar here. Some of you may know me as Kylar Spiritsong or Tacticus Sicarius on the Blackgate server. Or some of you may know me as Kylar Spiritsong on my Guardian from my friend and guildie's Chris Donhart, or my friend and guildie Chris Donhart's video. He's got some good Guardian videos. I'll put a link in the description to his channel, you should check it out. But on to the Thief. So my main is the Thief, and I've come up with a pretty good build here, in my opinion. So let's get into it. So I use Singing of Shadows, Shadow Refuge, and Shadow Step for my utilities. Shadow Step I use because it's a Sunbreaker, and then it's another Sunbreaker, so it's practically two Sunbreakers in a row in one skill. So it's really good. You can use it defensively as a Sunbreaker or a condition removal because it also removes 3 conditions, or you can use it offensively as a gap closer. I use Shadow Refuge because it is a great skill. It's pretty OP in my opinion because it's like 15 seconds of stealth and it regens you for 1600. So, and if you need to escape a Zerg or escape a group of people or just peel out, then you can use it, stealth, and then pretty much go the whatever way you want and get away from whatever you're running from. Shadow or Signet of Shadows is just good for getting around the map, and you can use it to make the when people are in downstate, when they use their interrupt skill, like warriors, guardians, or rangers, you can use Signet of Shadows to blind them so it misses, so you pretty much get a faster finish off. I sometimes switch this out with haste because it's another great damage booster and finishing tool. If I usually switch that out if I'm fighting like a group or in a group combat, because if I'm fighting 3 people, I down one of them, they usually just CC and then res him. So I can use haste to finish him fast, which is really all I use it for. I sometimes can squeeze out a little bit more damage, or I sometimes use it to squeeze out more damage if I'm fighting a 1v1 and I have it on my bar, but usually Signet of Shadows. I use Dagger on one weapon swap. I use Sword Dagger on the other. So you can switch out if you want to use like Sword Pistol or Dagger Pistol or Short Bow. But I prefer these weapon sets. I use Dagger because it's great. It's pretty much stealth on command with Cloak and Dagger, and then the backstab's your main source of damage. Heartseeker's really nice when they're almost low. You can bring someone down pretty fast with Heartseeker. Death Blossom's more for conditions, so we don't really need to worry about that. Dancing Dagger is a great, if you're chasing someone, you have nothing to get near them, you can cripple them with that, because it's a range, it's got a 900 range and it's a cripple for 5 seconds, so it's really nice. For Sword, you can use Sword for your 3 skill, which if you're fighting like a Guardian or a Warrior that has stability on, it's really nice, because you could flanking strike them and take that stability off. Infiltrator Strike can be used offensively and defensively. It can be used defensively because you put this down and you can port back to it and it's a stun breaker. So it's no other class really has that stun breaker on command as thieves do, so take advantage of it. Also, the range on it is broken at the moment. So if I put it down, it says a 1200 range, but that's not true. I can pretty much anywhere. It's got a 5-second time, or a 15-second time, so I can run anywhere in 15 seconds and then I can port back no matter what the range is, even though it says 1200. So you can use that to escape Zergs or something, put it down, they follow you, when they're all good and gone, you can port back and then run the other way. It's great for causing confusion in groups and for getting away. You can also use it offensively as a port and an immobilize. So you can use it to immobilize a foe for 1 second and you can get a backstab off or a tactical strike. I really like the sword stealth skill because it dazes them for 2 seconds, and if they don't have stability on, that's pretty much just 2 seconds that they can't use any kind of skill. So, and then the reveal timer is it's pretty low compared to that. So the reveal timer is 2 seconds. So pretty much you use Cloak and Dagger, you tactical strike them, they're dazed for 2 seconds, and then you use Cloak and Dagger again, and then you hit them again, so they're dazed, and you can pretty much repeatedly do that. If they have stability on, you can use Flanking Strike, like I said, to remove the boons. So it's sword is a great weapon for Thief. Alright, onto the gear. So I use 4 Berserker pieces of gear, and then I use 2 Valkyrie. I use all runes of the Scholar for that extra damage boost with when you're above 90% life. I used the 2 Valkyrie here just for some more survivability. I use Berserker sword, Valkyrie weapon, and then I use a soldier's dagger. I would recommend either a Valkyrie or a Berserker one here, but I obviously can't because I'm using, or I have a legendary and the transmuting's broken and I don't want it to turn orange because I like purple. But onto the jewelry. I use Valkyrie earrings with Valkyrie jewels in them as well. I use this Ascended ring at the moment. I'm thinking about changing it out because it is Berserker stats, although it has that 18 vitality, but 18 vitality doesn't make that much of a difference. So I'm thinking about changing that as soon as I get another Ascended ring for this character that I can spare. So I use a Valkyrie ring and a Valkyrie amulet, but I put ruby jewels in the amulets just for some more crit chance because it's only at 33 right now. So you still want to be able to squeeze out some damage with the crit chance. Onto the traits. For the traits, I use 10, 30, 30. I like the 10 in Deadly Arts for the major trait Mug. Mug is a great trait. I don't recommend switching it out because it does 3k to 4k damage when you steal, which is an insane damage booster. Also, it applies poison for more damage over time and less healing if you're fighting a Guardian or someone, or like a Bunker Ellie that has shit tons of healing. So, critical strikes, I use Practice Tolerance for the more survivability. That gives me about 500 life or so. So I like it. Can really save my ass sometimes because every second counts or every point of life counts. I use critical haste on my second major skill. The 10% chance to gain quickness is really nice because it's only on a 30-second cooldown instead of 60 or 90 seconds that the other classes have. So it can really boost your damage when you're killing when you're open up on someone because if you gain that if it does proc, you have double the damage for the 2 seconds. So it's a great damage booster. Hidden Killer, obviously, there's really no other trait you can use here. 100% crit chance on stealth. Really the main point, or the second main point of this build right here is this trait. So I use 30 in Shadow Arts so I can get the 300 toughness and 300 healing power. I use Deception skills recharge 20% faster here because Shadow Step and Hidden Refuge are deceptions. So this has a 10% less cooldown and this has a 12-second less cooldown. Or 10 second right there, not 10%, sorry about that. So, and then I use Shadow's Rejuvenation. This is the big point of this build is because the 300 healing power here, this heals for a lot. So you can see here, if I go over here and engage in those drakes over in that area, that it does heal for a good amount. Alright, so if I attack this drake, let it kill me a little bit. So you can see I don't take that much damage because I do have that extra toughness. I mean, obviously these are NPCs, but still. So if I use Cloak and Dagger, you can see that it's healing for about 300 a tick, which is like every second in stealth. So you can literally heal yourself a lot in this. Also, it gives a great bonus to Hidden Refuge heal because it already applies heal right there, but if you can see that my heal is going up like crazy. Like I just went from 8k to practically full health right here, and it takes for every second. So you can go like half your life in just that one heal, and it's only on a 48-second cooldown, so it's practically a second heal aside from Hidden Shadows. So that's a big point of this build, is that trait right there. I use Basilisk Venom for the open, or just so I can get a backstab off. Since this build has every single piece has crit damage, save this dagger, it does do a lot of damage because I do have 97 crit damage and 102 when I switch to my sword. So I still backstab for a lot, and since I have this 10% damage with the Scholar runes, my backstabs hit for a lot more. And then I still have a good amount of survivability because of the toughness and the vitality that I do have, and the utilities that I'm using. So it is really difficult to kill me, but I can still kill like glass cannons or medium armor or light armor, save for a bunker, in practically one combo, which is just Basilisk Venom, Steel, Cloak and Dagger, and Backstab. The typical thief combo. So most thieves you can just like they have one trick. They're just one trick ponies. Is they hit you with they pop Basilisk Venom, they steal, and they backstab you. With this build, you can use that as well for the same amount of damage that the other thieves use, and then you can use Sword to Shadow Step to him again, get him with the Cloak and Dagger, and then if you do have weapon swap, you can swap weapons and then hit for a backstab. But if you don't, you can daze them, and then you can pretty much just beat on them while they can't use any skills. And the Sword auto attack does have really good damage, and it applies cripple and weakness, so they have less endurance regen, so they can't dodge your attacks as more. So this build really is just a great one person roaming build. It can be really good in group situations since Hidden Refuge, and you can pretty much take out, like, say there's a staff alien in the background that's just meteor showering you and using all their big cooldowns because they're staff. You can go quickly take them out and benefit your group more. So it's a really good build in my opinion. So you can see that I still do have great damage. You can see this ranger here. If I pop my abilities, I still hit for a good amount, and then I can just proceed to keep continually shadow stepping it to him, and pretty much just continue to apply pressure to him since he can't use any skills. You can use Heartseeker to catch up to him. I got lucky with the guard right there due to the bolas, but still, that ranger actually wasn't not that bad. Right there, I should have used Signet of Shadows so I can interrupt his heal, or his interrupt, but I'm feeling lazy, so I didn't. But yeah, so see you guys later. I will be posting more videos on my YouTube channel, so look out for those. See ya.